Radio. C81 Radio. C81 Radio. C81 Radio. C81 Radio. Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. C81 Radio, C81 Radio. 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 C81 Radio, C81 Radio.
O Diyos aming Ama, ang lahat ng nilalang ay marapat na sumamba sa iyo. Higit sa iyong mga biyaya, sinasamba ka namin dahil ikaw ay ikaw. Lumalapit kami sa iyo, dakilang tagapaglikha, nagsusumamo at humihingi ng kapatawaran. Kami ay nagkulang at nagkasala. Patawarin mo kami sa katigasan ng aming mga puso. Turuan mo kami at dalhin sa inyong kalooban. Tingnan mo kami ng may awa at kahabagan. Hilumin mo po ang aming bayan, ang aming mga mahal sa buhay, kaibigan, kapitbahay, karatig bayan, ganon din ang aming mga kaaway sa pandemyang kinahaharap namin sa COVID-19. Isama niyo na rin ang mga may sakit sa iba't ibang karamdaman. Panginoon, balutin mo kami ng inyong kaluwalhatian. Itago mo kami sa lilim ng inyong mga pakpak laban sa anumang kapahamakan o wala sa oras na kamatayan. Kristo, ang tinapay ng buhay, alalahanin niyo po ang mga namumuno sa aming bansa, ang mga ilaw at haligi ng bawat tahanan, at mga kawani na nagtatanggol sa aming seguridad at mga frontliners. Batid mo, Panginoon, ang mga dinaraanan at bawat ganap sa aming buhay. Espiritong Banal, aming tanggulan at gabay, imulat ang aming mga mata at ipakita si Jesus ang Panginoon at tagapagligtas, ang nag-iisang katotohanan at tanging daan tungo sa Ama. Wala nang iba. Purihin ka, O aming Diyos. Ang presensya mo ay tunay na biyaya ng aming buhay. Ito ang aming samot panalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus, Kordero ng Diyos na nag-aalis ng kasalanan ng mundo. Amen.
Walang kasing saya ang Paskong Pinoy. Dumaan man ang problema at pandemya, kayang-kayang lampasan. Basta't nagdadamayan at nagmamahalan.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Tuloy na tuloy pa rin ang Pasko dito sa V81 Radio, South Manila.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Buckle up and get ready, set, and go. Join sports girl anchor Nicole Ganglani as she dives deep into the lives of athletes, fitness personalities, and enthusiasts from the sports industry. Broadcasting live from V81 Radio South Manila. This is Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio South Manila.
Hello mga ka-sports tropa! This is your sports girl anchor Nicole Ganglani welcoming you to our show today where we talk all things sports and fitness. Buckle up, get ready, set, and go! We're here to put the spotlight on different athletes from different sports to hopefully inspire you to be better, not just today, but every day. Our second guest for the show is the future face of women's basketball, or at least I'm confident she will be. She's a 15-year-old girl from Miriam College already making strides in the basketball community. Let's all hear it for Camille Nolasco.
Hi, Miss
Hi,
Nicole.
Camille. Thanks for joining us today. I'm really glad you're here. How's your Saturday going? Wala ka naman sa school today?
Sleepy pa po ngayon.
Ha?
I'm actually a bit sleepy pa po ngayon.
Yeah, especially with the rainy weather the past couple of weeks. Wala ka naman school today?
Wala naman.
So yeah, thank you for joining us today again. We'll talk more about your basketball career. I'm really happy to have you over, especially since, you've been making waves in the basketball community so far. So I'd like to ask you, Camille, how did you get into basketball or sports in general? What was how did you dive into it, quote unquote?
So, I was around 5 to 6 years old po when I started playing basketball. I'd see my brothers and dad play outside sa house po kasi may half court po kami doon. And I remember po, makikisali na lang po ako sa kanila. I'd shoot the basketball. Then po, I just fell in love with the sport po.
Camille, I can actually relate to your story because not long ago, when I was a kid, I'd always play basketball. Pero mga kasama ko mga boys, diba? But unfortunately, I never got to pursue that because, syempre, I'm 23 now, so during my time, I'd go to a co-ed school. Sadly, they wouldn't offer basketball for women, and that would break my heart. And then, when I went on to high school, nung I got the opportunity na mababa naman grades ko. So I guess it was never meant for me, but somehow, some way, I still found a way to make basketball part of my career. I'd like to ask you lang, you were a 5-year-old kid getting into basketball, right? What helped you continue that as, now you're 15 years old? What helped you continue sticking with the sport throughout all those years?
So, your yung main reason what helps me to stick po sa basketball. Siguro po yung support po na nakukuha ko from my family. Kasi
Mm.
I won't be here po right now kung hindi naman po nila ako sinusuportahan.
So when you were playing when you were 5 years old, where was that? Was that outside your house or like within your family, in your household or backyard?
Here po sa house kasi may half court po kami. Tapos
May
every time,
neighbor kayo.
yes po, tapos every time po my dad has a basketball game, lagi po ako yung kasama niya po.
So how many brothers do you have?
I have 2 older brothers po.
They're also
I'm-
into basketball.
Yes, pero not like me po.
Wow, I love it. So you're the quote-unquote bunso.
Opo.
Okay. So from the 3 of them, ikaw yung nag-pursue ng parang varsity basketball.
Opo, nagkabaliktad po yung nangyari.
Maybe that's what's meant for you. So how did you learn the game? Like, did your dad teach you, or like did he at a young age did he enroll you in camps pa lang?
Mostly po si dad lang din yung coach ko eh. Like, from the start po siya
Your dad was your coach.
siya po yung nag-train po sa akin lagi. Up to now naman po.
Okay. You had mentioned prior to the interview, I saw you have photos with Jimmy Butler and other NBA superstars. Can we show that, please?
Sure.
There. Let's show it for our audience. Wait, it'll come in a bit. So, who are some of the professional players you had met sa who you've met na personally?
I was actually thinking about it, but as I realized po na I actually met a lot of NBA players already po.
Oh, can
Especially
you
when I went to Orlando po. Sa Orlando po, I met Dwayne Wade.
Oh my gosh, did you go there?
Yes po. Last year lang po.
I'm so happy for you. When was that? That's my dream.
Last year po.
Huh?
Just last year po.
Last year.
Yeah,
Who did you meet sa Orlando?
a lot of NBA players actually were there po. Like sila Aaron Gordon, Danny Green.
Yeah. Danny Green. Yeah, my 3-point shooter. Wait. Sorry. Can we show the photo lang? Yeah. There. For viewers. There we go. That's Camille with Jimmy Butler. She posted that during the finals. I was like, wow, Camille. Who's that on the side? If I'm not mistaken, that's...
Nerlens Noel po.
Okay. Cool. Nasa camp kayo niyan?
Yes po. My picture with Nerlens Noel po. That was the first time I joined Junior NBA. 10 years old pa lang po kanyan. Hindi pa po ganun yung skills ko sa basketball. Like, sobrang baby pa po.
Okay. That's when you were 10. Here in Manila yan?
Yes po sa PCC po yata.
Okay.
Tapos
I'm
my
more-
picture,
Sorry, go ahead.
my picture with Jimmy Butler po. That's
Yeah.
way back in 2017. That's when we went to China. So, may teams po sila sa China. Tapos during the opening night po, I was chosen po to walk with the NBA players. Tapos yun po, sobrang gulat po ako kasi hindi ko po na-expect na mapipili po ako kasama nila maglakad po.
I'm so curious, how's Jimmy Butler like? Because to me, he was really one of the most surprising superstars in the bubble. Because I didn't expect him to. I'm a Laker fan. I love the Lakers. So every single game, I watched their bubble game. And I was super surprised with Jimmy Butler during the finals because I didn't expect him to explode. Because in the past few games niya versus the Celtics, medyo passive pa siya, diba? Like he had these moments. Pero I think the finals really was his come out party. How was your interaction like with him? How's he like?
Mabait na po siya. Tapos nanginginig po kasi ako nun kasi nahihiya po ako magpa-picture. Tapos yun po, nag-post na lang po siya ng gano'n.
Okay. So it was like a sandali lang moment, gano'n. Yeah. So who other players have you met also?
Meron din po WNBA players sila.
Cool.
Sila Cheryl Swoops po, sila Tisha Penichero, ganun po.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I got to interview Kobe po.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, your junior NBA stint. That they sent him a video, no?
Yes po.
Yeah.
No,
Is Kobe your favorite athlete too?
next to Jordan po.
Jordan. Yeah, that's a good choice. I'm
Yeah.
hoping LeBron's next. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, how was that like? Actually getting to like talk to Kobe somehow, some way. Like he knows you exist. So how was that? He knew at least.
I
Uh,
didn't know po na I was gonna interview Kobe Bryant. I thought po na it was Kobe Perez na i-interview ko. So, I was
oh,
shocked po na sinabi na, no, it's Kobe Bryant. Tapos parang nakailang takes po kami sa video kasi sobrang nanginginig po ako, ganun.
yeah.
Sobrang kami,
What was your question to Kobe?
like, I think it's, ano po, what advice can you share to young girls like me who dream of becoming a
Oh.
professional player someday?
Yeah, and I think Kobe's the perfect person to answer for that. He
Yeah.
really paved the way, or he was the champion. I'd like to say for women's basketball. What did Kobe say?
To focus on the basics po. Kasi ngayon po, there are a lot of athletes na like they don't focus on the basics anymore.
Yeah.
Like doon na po sila agad sa advance. You can't do that po unless you masters the basic first po.
Yeah, that's a very Kobe answer. Actually, I'd say something like that. So, did you get to meet Kobe when he came here?
No po.
No. But at least you still got to quote unquote talk to him, no? Kahit pa ba. So speaking of the basic training, you got into varsity in Miriam College, right?
Po.
Yeah. What grade was that when you started varsity?
Grade 4 po and I was a transfer that time po.
Okay. From
I
where?
was like you miss po kasi I was once in a co-ed school po and wala pong varsity doon.
Yes, same. That's why I transferred. Ako naman sa Assumption.
Oh.
So there was I know Assumption and Miriam magkalaban yan, di ba? Sa basketball. Yeah. But yun, mababa grades ko. I mean, chemistry wasn't my best subject. So, yeah, you got into basketball grade 4. That's a good early start.
I was the youngest po sa team that time.
Okay, yeah.
Kasi parang yung start po ng varsity is like grade 6. Ganun
Yeah.
po.
So, grade 4 pa lang nakapasok ka na. That's awesome. Yeah. How was that like for you?
Ang saya din po kasi sila Coach Carl po, my coach po sa Miriam, they just saw me sa club po kasi my club was basketball club. So yun, sinama po nila ako sa trainings kasi po nag-improve na lang rin po na nag-improve.
So yung mga kasama mo at that time, they were older than you?
Yes po. Tawag ba nga po sa akin dati baby girl po kasi as in super baby po.
You were the youngest?
Yes po.
Okay, so what drills would you picked up at that time? Was it the basics also?
Yes po, like simple basic dribbling skills po, ganun. Nakakasabay na rin po sa kanila po.
So, nag-progress ka from grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. And then, did you guys take grade 7?
Yes po. I didn't skip any batch.
Okay. So, eventually, you went to grade 7. Throughout those years in, you're high school now, no?
Yes po, grade 9 po.
Grade 9, so that's like first year high school, right? Second year high school?
First year.
Okay.
Second year sa yung hindi po K-12. Yun.
Okay, so let's go muna throughout your elementary. What tournaments did you get into? I know Miriam was a pretty standout basketball team. Like, they were always like the team to watch, diba? If I'm not mistaken.
So, midgets po, yes. Pero like sa high school po, underdogs po yung MC.
Sa high school. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Nung grade 4 po, like po kaming fourth place, ganun po.
Mm.
Until grade 5. Tapos parang nung grade 6 po, champions po kami ng grade 6. Hanggang grade 7 po.
Nag-champions din kayo. Was it led by you? Was the team led by
Yes
you?
po, I was the
Nice.
season MVP po. Back to
Oh,
back.
wow! Season MVP for 2 straight years?
Yes po. Before
Okay.
the season starts po, kina-claim ko na po sa coach ko na, "Coach, we're gonna be champs this year."
Yeah,
Ganun.
yeah. That's so nice. That's Mamba mentality. Go, sis. So, what's your position? At shooting guard? Let me guess.
Point guard, shooting guard.
Point guard, shooting guard. So, were you guys running an offense na? Or were you guys doing the zone or the triangle offense at that young age?
Not really pa po sa mga plays kasi yun po, hindi pa po namin masyado maintindihan at that time. And
Okay.
basically,
So,
women's
ISO
basketball,
ball.
ganun po.
ISO ball muna. So, who other schools did you face during your tournaments?
Yung parang toughest opponent po namin is St. Paul and Zobel po.
Not Assumption.
Po sa high school.
I'm kidding. So yeah, it makes sense. Saints and Zobel, yeah, they're pretty tough. What league was this? Sorry.
WNCAA po.
WNCAA. How about were there other tournaments or was it just WNCAA?
WBL din po.
WBL, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, champions din kayo doon.
Last year po, champions po.
Last
namin.
year. WBL is high school, diba?
Opo. Yes, pero I played din po sa midgets division kasi 14 under po. So, binaba po ko ng coach ko.
So, Camille, throughout the years you were playing, so let's say elementary till now, grade 4. Would you say may progress ba ang WBL or WNCAA or young women's basketball throughout the years? Would you say may progress in terms of participants or in terms of people watching or audience or just the league in general?
Sobrang laki na po ng progress ng generally women's basketball po sa Philippines. Kasi ngayon po pag nanonood po kayo, you'll see na ang dami pong talented players, ganun po. And dumadami na po talaga yung players.
That's awesome. So this is something you want to pursue in the future, no? Basketball, like.
Yes po.
Nice. I knew it when I said a while ago you're the future face. I'm confident that's so. So going back to your previous year, just the past year, no, nung nag-champions kayo. What was that like for you? How different is that stage compared to the early few stages of your quote-unquote basketball career?
So, before po kasi kami mag-champions, like sa WNCAA, parang 8 years straight po champions yung Zobel po. So, yun po, puro sila po yung champion. So, sobrang saya lang po ng feeling nung nakuha po namin yung champions, ganun po. Kasi alam ko na pinaghirapan po namin yun.
So you broke their 8-year like championship record. Yeah, last year lang yon.
Yun po yung grade 6 ako. Pero last year po, yun po yung nag-champions po kami sa WBL.
WBL, yeah. WNCA, nag-champions din kayo last year.
No po, sa high school po, 4th lang po kami.
4th. So for WBL, how was it like? Was that the first time you were champions? Or
yes po, sa WBL po.
How did that feel like?
Before the season starts, po, kiniklaim ko na po sa coach ko na mag-champions tayo. Tapos po, so the team that we were against sa finals, the first time po na nakalaban po namin sila, we lost. So yun po, like as in, I took the blame for that loss, tapos umiiyak po ako ganun. Tapos sabi ko, hindi po kami babawi. So yun, iwan naman po.
Tapos sa WNCAA naman, ano yung mga rank? Like you guys mentioned 4th, and I'm pretty confident you'll be first soon. But what was the ranking of the schools sa WNCAA?
Oh, yung strongest team po is Chiangkai sa high school po. So,
okay. Yeah.
Tapos followed by Zobel.
Yeah.
Then Lasal Antipolo po.
Okay. Iba-iba yung Lasal, no? They're different teams, different branches. Wow. Love it. And then, nag-champion kayo sa WBL. That was your first high school mo, di ba? How did it feel like? How was the championship game like? Like,
So,
was it more of nerves or you're someone na who can really strive under pressure?
syempre po nung una nafe-feel ko rin po yung kaba kasi yung thought po na natalo kami nila nung una. Pero
Mhm.
pero alam ko naman po sa sarili ko na like, hindi po ako papayag na matalo
Yeah.
po kami ulit sa kanila eh. So
Yeah.
yun, sobrang saya lang din po na tupad ko po yung sinasabi ko kala coach na we'll be champions po again.
Okay. So when you told your coach, shout out to your coach. When you told your coach that okay, we're gonna be champions again, what brought that confidence? Like what sparked that confidence in you na okay, you believe magcha-champions kayo? Because you wouldn't say that if you didn't have that confidence in your team, diba? And I'm pretty
Yes.
sure something like really pushed you to feel that way. So what was that factor that really made you think na, okay, you're gonna be champions this time around?
Siguro po kasi I really hate losing po
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
siguro po and yung belief na binibigay ko po sa sarili ko.
Yeah.
Kasi if hindi po ako nagtitiwala sa sarili ko, parang wala pong sense yung hard work ko po na ginagawa eh. So, parang mindset ko po dapat lagi lang po ako may tiwala sa sarili ko.
So confidence in yourself, you'd say, is the key. And
Yes.
how do you like make that confidence happen? Do you make sure you work harder than anyone, or do you just constantly practice and practice on your game?
Yes po, I'm the type of player po na who's scared na like outwork po ako by anyone, ganun
Yeah.
po. Kasi parang gusto ko po na naiisip ko na mas nag-work po ka sa kanya, ganun. Mas
Yeah.
nag-train po ako, like,
Very Kobe mentality. I love it.
siguro I love Kobe and Jordan so much.
Yeah. Yeah. So how's your work ethic like? Like you say na parang you don't want your competitors to outwork you, but you don't necessarily know how hard your opponents are. Syempre, 'di ba? Kasi it's not like you're in a bubble and you see how they work. So how do you make sure that you work harder than your opponents?
Siguro one example is yung I don't let this pandemic stop me from improving, ganun po. I actually, posted sa story ko po one time na nagte-training pa rin po kami ni Daddy kahit umuulan na po.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
nagsushooting pa rin po kami kahit umuulan. Every
Yeah.
training po, like, me and my dad would shoot like 500 to 1,000 shots
Oh,
kahit
wow. 3-point shot.
And perimeter po, ganun po.
Perimeter. Yeah. Oh, you mentioned shots. What would you say is the biggest asset of your game?
Feel ko po yung my ability po to create open shots for me and my teammates po.
Ah, that's nice. So you can run plays, ganon.
Yes po.
Nice. So what's your favorite play to run?
Later. Sa MC po kasi parang wala po talaga kayong play pa po
Ah, okay. So it's
Yeah.
ISO ball.
Parang ganun po. Or maghihingi po ako ng screen.
So, Camille, I'd like to ask you lang. You mentioned nga throughout the years you were in MC and then you had transferred from a co-ed school to an all-girls school to focus on your basketball quote-unquote career, diba? I'd like to mention, has there been any time in your life where you felt degraded for being a woman basketball player? Like, have you received medyo sexist comments?
Sa iba, not really to me po, pero I know na parang a lot of people can't accept na girls can ball po, ganun po.
Yes. Oh,
Sobrang
eye roll. But did you experience that directly? No naman.
No po, pero kasi po I've played po sa leagues where I'm against boys po. And
Wow.
siguro, and may times po na I wouldn't be able to touch the ball po, ganon.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
parang iniisip ko na lang po na I gotta earn their respect po. Ganun. So parang pinapakita ko po talaga na I can ball against them po. Ganun.
yeah. So, was that like versus your brothers or ibang like set of basketball players?
Ibang set din po ng basketball players. Nakikipaglaro po talaga ako sa boys. Sinasanay po ako ni Danny po.
That's nice. Half court or full court talaga?
Full court po.
Was it something na when you first did that, was it some medyo challenging at first?
Yes po, kasi po, iba po yung physicality sa boys na games. At as yung pinapalaro po sa akin daddy, as in matatanda na po sila.
Like when you say matanda, like how much older? Like
siguro, let's say mga 22.
okay. Wow, that's pretty mature, ah.
Po, super.
Yeah. Is it something you're still adjusting to or something na you've adjusted to already na pwede ka lang pumasok and play with them?
Sanay naman, ngayon pa sanay na po ako to play with boys, ganun po.
How did you get used to that? Did you just constantly play with them or parang you just constantly participated?
Yun, ganun po. Lagi lang din po ako sumasali po sa kanila.
Yeah.
Na din po. Advantage po kasi yun when I go up against boys.
Yes, true naman. Kasi the physicality is there.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. You mentioned kanina na parang you had to earn their respect. Would you say that's still something you're trying to do or na-earn mo na yan?
Feel ko naman po na-earn ko na po kasi due to the achievements na natanggap ko po. So, parang na-recognize na po nila ako, ganun po.
Okay. So, that's something you're gonna continue to do. Yeah, that's actually really good training. Speaking of training, no? Yeah. Camille, I'd like to ask, what are your best achievements so far? I mean, it's already an achievement proving to men na, women can ball for sure. But in terms of like your career sa Miriam or your young career in the WBL and WNCAA, what are some of your notable achievements?
Siguro po, unang-una po yung, kasi po I was the first Filipina to represent Asia Pacific po sa Orlando po.
Yeah.
So, yun po. I actually didn't expect po na like makakuha po ako sa team.
Yeah.
Kasi when we went to Indonesia po, like, yung kalaban po namin dun mga 6'4", ganun po.
Ang takad.
So, I was actually the smallest po sa team.
Yeah. Was that you represented the Philippines?
Yes po, pero our team represents Asia Pacific po.
Okay, so it's around Asia. How was that like for you? Did you guys win that tournament?
No po, kasi we were like the best 14-year-olds was in the whole world po.
Yeah. Is
Pero,
that women's only or co-ed siya?
may boys team din po.
Ah.
I was with 3 Filipinos din po.
That's interesting. So, how were you the only representative from the Philippines or you were one of the few?
I was the only Filipina po, pero there were 3 Filipinos po.
How did you get chosen for that? Was it because of your you stood out sa WNCAA or WBL?
Junior NBA po yan. So, that's like a long process po. So, there's like 3 stages po here sa Philippines pa lang po. So, like, may part, yung una po yung regional selection camp where junior NBA will go to different provinces po. Tapos, pipili po sila doon for like 7 boys then 7 girls po. Tapos, naipapadala po here sa Manila. Tapos, lahat po ng napili nila from different regions, provinces, maglalaban po ulit. So, pipili po sila ulit to represent Philippines. Tas,
Yeah.
nandito po sa Philippines, ako po yung nag-MVP po.
Oh, wow. How
Opo.
many players were you up against?
I'm not sure po, pero I think may 30 girls din po yung from different regions
From
na.
30, go number 1. That's amazing. That was what year?
Last year po.
Okay. That's the same year you went to Orlando, no?
Opo.
Yeah, then that's where you met the players.
Opo.
Did you get to talk to Dwayne Wade?
No po, pero we had that team picture po.
Team picture. Wow, taray. We're in Orlando. In the bubble.
Yeah, that's
In
the
the bubble.
place po where we
In
stayed.
the bubble?
Yes po, same hotel.
Same. Oh, so you've been in the bubble before anyone. No. Same hotel siya. I forgot. Was it Florida?
Yes, sa Florida. Sa Walt Disney po sila nag-play.
Doon ka din nag-play.
Opo,
Same
dun.
arena.
Opo, pero iniba po nila yung setup.
Okay. Did you get to like live the bubble experience? Yung tipong hindi ka pwedeng lumabas or like... Oh, you
para
got...
Yeah, so
Oh,
para sa hotel lang din po ako. So like, planned na po kung ano po yung gagawin namin for the day. Ganun po.
Oh, wow. That's nice. You got to live the bubble life. Was that experience like something na you'll never forget and it's what's constantly helping you build your career?
For sure po. Kasi I learned a lot po during that, during that time po. Like, tas yung teammates ko po, hindi po namin masyado naiintindihan yung isa't isa.
Oo, totoo. Kasi from Asia Pacific, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I po feel ko hindi kami nanalo. Kasi due to language barrier po. Like, hindi kami masyado naiintindihan. Kasi konti lang po yung nakakapag-English po.
Yeah. So what are some of the things you learned sa camp? Like you mentioned kanina na that's gonna continuously help you build your career. What are some of the key aspects you learned sa first ever bubble experience?
Siguro po, unang-una yung na there are really a lot of talented players na po sa buong sa whole world po. Ganun na.
Especially for women's basketball,
Yeah.
no?
Sobra po. Kasi po, I actually saw Jada Williams there. Sila Williams po. Basta yung parang projected number 1 pick po sa WNBA sa batch namin. Ganun po. So like, nakita ko po kung ano po yung kailangan ko i-improve. Ganun po.
Yeah. So you learned more about the game, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd like to go back to the progress of women's basketball. What are your thoughts on that, and how happy does it make you feel, especially since you have high hopes of making it to the Women's Philippine Basketball League someday?
I'm actually very happy po. Actually, hindi ko po ma-describe kung yung feeling po na naramdaman ko na may WNBL na po. And sobrang excited po kasi, little by little, yung female ballers here po in the country are now given the opportunity to like show their talents po sa other people. And I'm sure po na marami pong magugulat kasi we really have a lot of underappreciated players. Ganun po.
Yeah.
Due to lack of opportunities po na nabibigay.
Yeah. So now there's an opportunity, and I was quite happy to hear the news na a lot registered.
Yes, like 700 po yata.
Yeah, so you're gonna be watching that often. Tapos, for you naman, like, we know that COVID has kind of like halted going to school. Has it affected your training?
So training po, no. I actually feel po na mas nagte-train po ako ngayong may pandemic.
In your half court?
Yes po, and sa court po here sa subdivision, nakakapunta po kami. Nilalak na lang po namin.
Yeah. So what have you been training during this pandemic?
Mostly po parang dad's training me to be like a left-handed player po. So parang ginagawa pong dominant hand yung non-dominant hand ko po.
Oh wow. So you're I don't want to reveal so much to maybe you're at least but you're practicing your weakness basically.
Yes po.
But do you have any news or updates on what's gonna happen to the WBL or WNCAA? Since
I'm
parang we can't really play, will a bubble be in play for that?
I'm not sure nga po sa WNCA and WBL eh. So, ngayon po parang wala po kaming school trainings pa po. So, feel ko po wala po for this year po.
Hmm. So what's a training day for you like? How do you start your routine? Especially now since you're not in school and medyo parang you don't really have the equipments you have in school, diba? Where I'm assuming it's like a big full court with a lot of balls and a lot of cones where you can really train. Do you have those at your place too, or you're
Yes po.
constantly improvise? Ah, yeah, you have that too.
Yes.
Nice. So
Complete
how's
naman po
like
yung equipments.
yeah, so how's like balancing your student athlete life like?
Ngayon po kasi di ba po online setup po. So,
Hmm.
nag-a-adjust pa po. I actually find it more stressful po sa face-to-face class. Yun.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Opo. So, yun po. So, class po sa morning. Hanggang morning lang na po class namin. Like, up
Mm-mm.
to 11:45 po. Tapos, magta-train po kami ng dad ko like sa afternoon po.
Mm. So what's something you're constantly trying to develop in your game?
Siguro po yung ano po, yung defense po. Yun po. And the way po na to create open shots pa po for my teammates kasi that's something na kaya ko pa po i-improve.
Yeah. You mentioned na you're trying to develop that teammate factor na parang you're creating open shots for your teammates. How are you doing that now given na parang your teammates are not around, or are your teammates around when you're training?
No po, pero I have like kasama po sa training. So, we play like 3v3 po, ganun po.
Ah, okay. Gets. So you're developing your playmaking aspect.
Yes po.
Is that something you're constantly focusing on, or you're still developing your all-around game?
Yung sinasabi po kasi ni Daddy, yun po yung, also may shooting po pala.
Shooting, perimeter shooting. Yeah. Whose game you wanna mimic the most? Like, who are you? Is there a specific player, local or international, na you're looking at now, na parang you're like, okay, ganyan yung gagawin ko. Yung work ethic niya or the way he shoots the ball. Is there a player out there na you're trying to imitate?
There are actually a lot po. Ganun. So one po, syempre po yung work ethic ni Kobe, yun po yung pinaka-important. And Chris Paul's playmaking ability po, ganun. Tapos Steph Curry's shooting, yun po. Sila Luka po, idol ko din po.
Si Luka, yeah, I can imagine. Ang taas ng 2K rating niya, no? I'm really happy. Yeah. What was your favorite Luka play this season? He's gonna be an MVP for sure soon. I mean, galing niya for a sophomore.
Opo. I'm confident about that then po.
So you're looking at Luka and then Kobe's work ethic and Steph's shooting. So from the best of the best talaga. So that's what Camille does. She, as we learned, she looks at the best of the best in their crafts, from Kobe's shooting from Kobe's work ethic. I think that's what really defines Kobe. To Steph's shooting, to Luca's playmaking. I think that's the perfect person, and that's where she builds her confidence, which helps her in her sport. Okay, we'll hear more from Camille when we get back. We'll take a break and get back.
We'll be back shortly. This is Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio South Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio South Manila. O di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Are you ready to explore a new kind of music? Yung bang kakaiba na hindi mo pa napapakinggan? Mga bagong artist. Nagugulat sa inyo sa kanilang awit at tugtugan. Discover them, hear them in Napalm Hour. Ang Napalm ay ang new all-Pinoy alternative music source na para sa kakaibang musika. Alternative artists and bands all the time. Catch them at Napalm Hour. Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. and 8 to 9 p.m. Streaming live on V81 Radio mobile app. Kaya i-download mo na for free. Now na! A spirit-filled song that talks about healing from the Lord Jesus Christ, our great healer.
Nasasaktan, kumikirot ang aking puso.
Hilumin mo, awit ng kagalingan at pagsamba by Felsen.
Hilumin mo ang sukat ng aking puso.
Digitally available everywhere and here on V81 Radio.
Ikot pagturo ko dahil lang ngayon at ang bukas.
Gusto mo ba ng bagong tracks na mapapakinggan ngayong October?
Pwede bang mapakilala? Is that I better left us ba't sabi mo hindi mo ko iiwan?
Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. At makijam, kasama sina Ram Martinez, Isotone, at CD and the Years. Dito lang yan sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. Exclusively on V81 Radio, South Manila. Now back to Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, we're back here at Sportswatch with our guest, Camille. Hi again, Camille. So yeah, I'd like to ask naman in this segment more on like your long-term and short-term goals and how life is now for a student athlete, especially since we're facing unprecedented times. So, you mentioned kanina na it's more stressful to online learn, and I can imagine because learning talaga is challenging in different ways, especially if you're doing it online. I'd like to talk more about that. How's your schooling like right now? Can you walk us through lang on how a high schooler or grade 9, right, is dealing with the new set of format of learning?
Oh, ngayon po, like what I said po, I'm still adjusting to this kind of setup po. Pero I think I'm doing fine naman po kasi hinahelp din po ako ng mga friends ko. Like, ganun po, sama-sama rin po kami nag-a-adjust po. So, yun po, sila po yung lagi ko kasama po.
So, is it like in Miriam? Is it like at 7 in the morning, and then the whole day you're on your computer, throughout the day, like 7 to 3? Because in Assumption for me it was like that. Parang 7:45 to 3:30. It was school for us. But now with the pandemic ongoing, was that how it was like for you? Is that how it's like for you? Yung nasa computer ka from 7 to 3?
Ngayon na po, from 8:45 to like 11:45 lang naman po kami. Tapos, there's like 2 classes po. So, depends po sa teacher pag in-announce po like asynchronous kayo for this period or like synchronous po. Yan po.
Okay. Then how are quizzes like? Is it more of like written papers na lang?
No po, sa Google po namin sinasagutan eh.
Sa Google. Okay. You mentioned kanina na you're still working on your game even after school, which is really, really super good. Uh, I'd like to ask, is that like did it change your goals since like the pandemic happened? Parang has it affected how you look at your basketball career, especially now since we're not super sure when the WNCAA or WBL will be back?
No naman po kasi since then po, yung goal ko po talaga is like to get better each and every day po.
Mm-mm. Yes, yes. Okay, I'd like to ask for your basketball career now. What are your short and long term goals? Like, is there a college or university you're eyeing to go to now, or do you want to pull a Kobe, Kevin Garnett, where you or LeBron James, where you want to go straight from high school to the
So,
Philippine Women's Basketball League?
so yung long term goal ko is to make it to the WNBA po.
Yeah.
Yun talaga yung ultimate dream po. Pero sa short term goal po, yun nga po, just like what I said po, yung to get better each and every day po.
Yeah. So to get better each and every day, you're constantly training and yeah. Do you imagine yourself na nasa professional league ka na? Like, do you know some of the players who are trying to enroll in the draft right now?
Yes po. Yung iba po kasi nakalaban ko na po sila sa leagues. Kasi I joined like open leagues po eh. So, nakalaban ko po yung iba po doon.
Mm. Do you have a university na in mind that you want to get into?
No.
Wala pa. You're just taking it day by day. Yeah. So, like right now, what else are you doing to build your career, especially during the pandemic?
Lagi lang po nakikinig kay daddy rin po kasi he knows better than me po. So, yun po.
So every day you have something to work on.
Yes po. Trainings po talaga.
What advice would you give young those who are aspiring also to go to the league or to continue working on their craft?
To always believe in yourself po and to keep working hard po. Kasi that's like the secret to success po eh. Yung work hard lang po talaga.
Yeah, I'd like you said that that's your secret to success. Like, what made you realize that it's really hard work? Did you go through a challenging phase in your career so far?
Challenging phase. Siguro po when I sprained my PCL po. So,
PCL.
yeah, that's so parang there's like ACL po, MCL, then
Yeah.
PCL po sa knee
Yeah.
po.
Oh,
Like
no.
I sprained my PCL po, so I couldn't play basketball for like 2 months.
2 months.
Yes, but so sobrang hirap po na for someone who's addicted to like training, ganun po. So, yun po, I couldn't train. Tapos, yun, parang naiba po yung laro ko when I got back kasi wala pong trainings, ganun.
Yeah. When did that injury happen? Was it during season?
Buti nga po soccer po eh, like 27 po.
Prior to the pandemic, what was the time frame of the leagues? Sabay ba ang WNCA and WBL?
No po, magkasunod po sila. So, pagtapos po ng league po ng WNCA, tsaka po yung WBL.
Okay. So it's a year-round kind of thing.
Opo.
Okay. What happens WBL happens first.
WN po.
WN. From what month to what month yun?
Yung WN po, from like September to like November po.
September to November. Yung W?
N po.
WNCA. September to. Is that every other day may game kayo or?
Depends rin po sa schedule, pero like Saturday, Sunday po.
Saturday, Sunday. Like tuloy-tuloy yung game or every other time.
Every other time naman po. Ganun.
And then WBL is when to when?
November po to it's finished na po by Christmas po, tapos na po yun.
Okay.
Christmas tapos.
And then same time yung WNCAA?
Nauna lang po siya ng konti. After po ng WNCA po yung
Oh,
WNCA.
wow. So tuloy-tuloy kayo. You
Opo.
mentioned your injury, if you mind me asking. You mentioned your injury. How did that happen? Was it something na parang was it a pop? It wasn't a pop naman, no? It was a sprain?
Actually, hindi ko pa po siya naramdaman the day itself. Like, naramdaman ko po siya kinabukasan na po. Kasi po, so, I was taking a layup po, tapos may sumabay po sa akin, tapos natamaan po yung lower body part ko po. So, parang I fell hard po. Tapos nauna po yung baba ko po and yung knee ko.
Oh, no. Against who team was this?
Sa, po yun eh. Parang, kasama po, iba-ibang players po yung kasama. So, parang exhibition game.
Okay. Exhibition game siya. And then, you mentioned na when you fell, did you feel the injury right away or was it something you continued to play with? Walang discomfort?
After po nun, parang nakakapaglaro pa po ka ng 3x. Pero
Okay.
some things, may masakit na po. Ganun po.
Yeah. How did you did you find out on the day itself na oh shucks your PCL, you sprained your PCL, or was it after a few games pa?
The day after na po nung day na yun. Kasi that night po, I slept po sa brother's room ko. Tapos double deck po siya. Tapos so, sa taas po ako ng double deck. Tapos I really had a hard time po going up. Tapos parang ganun po. So, sinabi ko po kala mami. Tapos pina-check po namin. Tapos as in po, like, pagpasok po sa car, naiiyak na po kasi I couldn't bend it.
Yeah. So the pain just came like a few days after or
A day after po
a day after. So while it was while you sprained your foot na you kept playing. You still kept playing. Buti na lang it didn't like
I had to rest po for like 2 months po.
no. I meant after the injury happened.
Oh yeah, I naglaro po po.
Wow. Buti wala kang na-feel na discomfort while playing.
Hindi na feel na po ko, pero I didn't wanna think about it po kasi
Yeah.
gusto ko po na baka mawawala din po ito. Ganun.
Gets. Because you thought it was just like a tweak, like bone or something. Yeah. So when you had that moment, you had yourself checked sa hospital. Was there a league going on? Or you mentioned it was summer, no?
Opo.
So
Opo, naman po.
well, when it's summertime, but for you guys at Miriam Varsity, you guys still train or you start the training when the school year begins na?
So, pag nag-start na po yung school year, pero that time po, may league po ako na sinasalihan din po.
Okay. What leagues do you join over the summer?
I'm not sure, baka iba-iba po. Yung iba po,
Okay.
po. Tapos, yung league po na sinasalihan ko that time, parang, the time I got back, parang championship na po yun.
So whatever's available during the summer, that's where you register. Ganun. Okay. What are your normal go-tos? Maybe we can share them to our aspiring young basketball players. What leagues do you recommend for them to join? Especially when the pandemic comes, what summer leagues do you recommend they get into na which helped you in your young career?
Siguro po, yung pinakamalaking help po sa akin is yung open leagues po. Kasi it's where I compete po against older players po eh. Kasi yung kalaban ko po doon, like, graduates na po sila, ganun po.
Okay. So going back to your injury again, you guys went to the hospital with your parent. You went to the hospital with your parents, and then did it take time before you found out that it was a PCL, or was it something that you found out on the day itself?
We found out that the day itself din po kasi parang I was asked to wear po a knee immobilizer po.
Okay. How was that process like? Can you share with us?
Sobrang nakakairita po kasi like the thought po na I couldn't win. Ganun.
The thought of na you couldn't win. How about like just trying to find out what was the result of your injury? How was like you mentioned that you had to get in you had to try a knee immobilizer, right? How did they like do that to you? How's that like? Can you walk us through the process?
Parang ikaw po talaga ako maglakad kasi nahihirapan po ako like i-straight or i-bend po yung knee ko. So, kaya po sobrang helpful po ng knee immobilizer po.
Okay, gets. So when you found out it was PCL, did the doctor tell you agad na, oh, you're gonna be out for 2 months? Or kayo yung nag-decide na 2 months na you're gonna sit out?
Kailangan ko po talaga kasi mag-rest nun kasi na-sprain na po. Good thing nga po na sprain lang po eh. So, bilis pa po yung 2 months compared sa ibang injuries.
Okay, gets naman. So when you experienced that injury, you mentioned kanina camps were going on and it really like it stopped you from winning. So what did you do throughout those 2 months of being sidelined?
Syempre po kasi since I couldn't train, parang nanonood na lang po ako ng mga basketball kasi by watching, we always watch po kami ng dad ko pa ng brothers ko rin po. Kasi pag
Sorry, can you repeat that? What do you watch?
Highlights po, basketball highlights.
Highlights. Okay.
Yeah.
Whose highlights do you like to watch?
Ang dami po eh. Like sila Sue Birds.
Super. Love her. Yeah. Who else? Sa local naman, who do you like to check out?
Si Scotty Thompson po.
Scotty Thompson, yeah. So I'm assuming you want to be a shooter or shooting talaga. Sa NBA, you mentioned Steph, Luka. Who else are you looking at now? What's your favorite team? Miami ka, diba?
I was rooting for Miami po, pero
why? No, I'm kidding. I understand. I love how Miami plays basketball. Sobrang ganda. Who do you normally root for sa NBA?
actually paiba-iba po ako.
Iba-iba, yeah.
Parang Jordan fan po talaga ako. So parang wala po talaga ako yung, Lakers ako, ganyan po. Parang.
Yeah, get.
If you let me choose between two teams po, there's a team na kakampihan ko po. Pero like, hindi po ako yung diehard na team fan.
Yeah, gets. Are you more of a play? Because iba yun, di ba? Being a player person and being a team person. Because for me, I first super liked Kobe. And then I became a Laker fan. Mm-hmm. And then, since I super loved Kobe, na-support ko na yung Lakers. So, I ended up loving the Lakers. And then now, the Lakers got LeBron and AD. So, now it's like I like the Lakers. Not naman more than LeBron and AD, but of course, I'm here for the team now. Ikaw naman, how is it like for you? Are you more of you root for the player or you root for the team?
So, you're same. Kasi, yung player po na nagugustuhan ko, parang they make the team better po. Po.
Who are those players for you? Both could be WNBA, PBA, UAAP even. Do you watch UAAP and NCAA also?
Yes po. Minsan po sa UAAP.
Do you watch them live or do you watch them like on TV?
Minsan po live, minsan po sa TV lang po. I got to watch last season po yung sa live po yung women's basketball po ng UAAP.
What game did you watch live?
Ateneo versus Lasal.
Yeah, that was a fun game. Yeah. What are the other games you've watched live?
Like last year po.
Yeah, last year. I mean, mayroon ba nangyari this year? Parang wala naman. Wala. NBA lang tayo. Pero na-experience ko na yung bubble. Pero last year, when it was all ongoing, what were your favorite games na in-attend mo live? Could be all.
Siguro po yung UAP juniors po sa women's po. Kasi it was the first time last year po na magkaroon ng UAP juniors for women's po.
Okay. UAP Juniors. Where was that held?
I forgot po, pero parang sa San Juan.
Okay. San Juan Arena, probably.
Tao po.
Have you watched an NBA game live na?
Yung dun po sa China po. Tapos po,
Lakers
Oh.
versus Brooklyn?
no po. Yung when I met Jimmy Butler po.
Mm.
Also po nung last playoffs po, nung Lakers against Rockets, kasama nanood ko din sa virtual game po. Sa virtual.
What game was that? What game?
Lakers versus Rockets po.
No. Game what?
Oh, I'm not sure po game 4.
Game 4. Panalo Lakers niya. How was the virtual experience like? Was it something na parang nasa Zoom ba yun? Or
Zoom po. Parang
Zoom.
Zoom. Tapos parang ilalagay po nila yung face niyo po dun sa seats po.
Nice. And then, because you were watching the games, same din siya.
Po.
Interesting. So, did you watch any PBA game
Not last year po. Pero, nanood po kami ng live when Ginebra won against Meralco po ng final po. Yung game winner po ni Brownie.
Oh yeah, that must be pretty fun. How was that like for you?
Sobrang saya po kasi sobrang gulo po ng arena.
Yeah.
Tapos I got inside the dugout po. I had a picture with Brownlee nga po.
Cool. How was he like?
Super nice din po. He had time po na mag sa akin kahit nagsa-celebrate na po yun.
Yung winning shot ni Brownie, no?
Po.
Nice. How about UAP or Gilas? Any Gilas interactions you?
Gilas. Wala pa po masyado. Pero parang nakapunta na po ako sa Gilas tryout po.
Yes. How about outside basketball naman? I know for the past hour we've been talking about your basketball. What's Camille like outside basketball? Like, what else are you into besides sports? Or do you have other sports you have an interest on?
Not really po something na I'd say na magaling ako dun. Pero parang if I try some new sport po, parang it's something na makukuha ko po. Ganun po. Kasi since parang every intrams po, different sports po kasi nilalaro.
How about like outside sports? What do you like to do on your free time?
Siguro po yung jamming sessions with my brothers po.
Sorry, what?
Jamming sessions with my brothers.
So you like playing instruments?
Yes po.
Okay.
So,
What
sing po, pero I'm shy.
what instrument do you like to play?
I love playing guitar po. Tinuturuan lang po ako ng kuya ko. Tapos, yun po. Nagpapabili nga po sa daddy ko ng drums.
Ng drums. That's
Something I want to be good at po.
yeah, drums. Yeah, you're really expounding your interest. Yeah, why not? Like channel your mambo mentality pero sa drums.
Hi,
Diba?
Dad.
Shout out to your dad. Hi po tito. So, other interests. Pero are you like a video game type of person? Do you play 2K?
Sometimes lang po yung 2K kasi sobrang galing po ng kuya ko doon. So, ayoko po yung natatalo ko. So, nag-give up po ako sa 2K kasi ang daya po.
So, on your free day, what's a free day like for you? Is it all basketball? Or kung wari, like today, after this interview, like what's in store for you? Do you go straight to training or do you do other things also to keep you occupied?
Siguro po, one ko yung pag-play ng COD with my
Oh,
friends.
you like mobile games too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tapos yun po, rest lang po saglit, tapos training rin po later.
Constantly training and building her confidence. That's Camille Nolasco for you. So we'll be back more and we'll hear more from Camille in a bit.
We'll be back shortly. This is Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Gusto niyo ba ng bagong tracks na mapapakinggan ngayong October?
Pwede bang magpakilala? Is that I better left us walking? Ba't sabi mo hindi mo ko iiwan?
Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. At mag-jam, kasama sina Ram Martinez, Isotone, at CD and the Years. Dito lang yan sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. Exclusively on V81 Radio, South Manila. Talagang October to remember dahil hindi din puhuhuli ang ibang Viva OPM artists na sasabak sa kantahan sa Home Not Alone Songs from Home Season 2 kasama si Papa Gio, Yumi Laksamana, Isid, Solstice, Just Rap, and Sabu. Kaya iset nyo na ang mga kalendaryo nyo tuwing Merkules 7pm California Time o Huwebes 10am Pinas Time. At samahan si Papa Gio para makipagkulitan, tawanan at kantahan sa Home Not Alone Songs from Home Season 2. Dito yan sa V81 Radio, Los Angeles. Now back to Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, we're back here at Sportswatch with Camille. Yay, Camille. Okay, so this is the most challenging part of the show. Like, it's even harder than basketball. It's we're gonna play a rapid fire game. It's super chill. You can just spit out what the first thing that comes to your mind. So I'm gonna give you random questions. Very, very difficult questions. Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Ready? I asked you some of them kanina na, but I want you to tell me yung una talaga na pumunta sa head mo. Okay, ready? Stretch muna. Okay, favorite basketball player, if you had to pick one.
Michael Jordan.
Okay, favorite current basketball player.
Luka Doncic.
Luka talaga. Nice. Favorite local basketball player, any league, UAP, NCAA, or PBA?
Scottie Thompson.
Scottie Thompson. Is it because of his shooting, like what we mentioned kanina?
Kasi po yung his ability po to get rebounds din po as a point guard.
Yeah. Oh, so do you look at Rajon Rondo the same way? Because like of how he like gets rebounds and
Yeah, grabe po yung playmaking ability po ni Rondo.
ang galing no. And that's how you look at Scottie also. Like, okay. Top 3 favorite basketball sneakers of all time.
Yung Zoom Freak ones po, tas
Yeah.
and PG Force po.
Sorry, what was your second one?
Any Kobe shoes po.
Yeah. Kobe shoes are nice. I love the Pronto ata.
Yeah, yung 5 po.
Yeah. If you like Kobe shoes, you should look at what Anthony Davis wears every single game. He has the freshest.
Yan po, grabe po.
Napapansin ko din. I don't know if you watched Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Anthony Davis came out with the
Yeah, yung purple color.
What are you doing? You're tempting fate. But then, yeah, the next game he came out with the Chicago colors in a Kobe style shoe. I mean, that's ang ganda, ang fresh. Amazing. So you like the freaks. But do you have all three?
Actually, madami pong colorway yung freaks. I have 4 po.
Okay. What are the colors of your four freaks?
I'm not sure po sa tawag, pero yung blue, tas
Blue.
yung white, yung
Yeah.
Oreo po, yung Oreo.
Yeah,
Tapos
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yung black na pink and yellow po yung shoelace.
Yeah.
Tapos yung isa po yung yung the one he used po nung All-Star po.
I'm trying to remember. Red ba? Alam ko red jersey niya eh.
Parang black tas red po, may red.
Oo. Yeah. Yeah. You don't like LeBron shoes?
Gusto ko po yung LeBron 17 lows po.
Lows.
Pero hindi ko pa po kasi nagagamit since may pandemic.
Oh, yeah. Since it's new. So, what's your go-to shoes among three? Like, if you had a big game, kung a championship game, what's your go-to wear?
Siguro po yung freak ones po.
Freak ones. They're for you the most comfortable.
Opo. Parang same quality lang naman po sila ng Kobe's.
Yes. What's your favorite shoe in your collection right now?
Favorite shoe? Basketball shoes po ba?
Yeah.
Siguro yung yung Chaos ko po na Kobe.
Yung case.
Chaos po.
Chaos. If you outside basketball shoes naman, what's your go-to?
Siguro po yung CDG ko po na Converse.
Converse. You're a Converse girl. Okay. If you weren't playing basketball, what sport would you be playing?
Feel ko po tennis.
Tennis. Was that something you trained when you were young?
No po, pero sabi po sa akin ni Dad na yun po yung plan niya for me, like to be a tennis player po.
Tennis player sana. Yeah. Gets. What's your favorite food?
Chicken nuggets po.
From McDonald's? Or is there like a specific brand?
Yes, McDonald's po. Or kahit ano naman po.
Go-to meal after training?
Any rice meal po.
How about pre-training?
Training. Siguro po yung Milo bar po.
Milo bar. Pero after training, where do you normally go to? Do you go out with your teammates, or is your training in the morning or
After class po.
after class? From what time to what time siya? 4 to 6, gano'n.
Opo. Normally ganun po.
So where do you normally, is that straight your dinner na, like after training, or like it's just like your go-to meal?
So after po, kasi nung may pasok pa po, so like, pag sundo po sa akin nila daddy or mommy po, parang magda-drive-thru na lang po kami.
Okay.
Sobrang pagod na po ako, tapos yun po, parang hindi na po ako makakain sa bahay.
I gotta ask, do you live far from Miriam?
Yes po, yun nga po yung
Quite far.
po. Yes.
Yeah. So how do you manage to balance your sorry, this isn't rapid fire. I just have to ask. Actually, it's for me then, because I couldn't balance chemistry. How do you manage to balance your academics and the training duration, especially since it ends after your class? How do you balance that?
Kasi po, nung may classes pa po, I sometimes do my homeworks na po sa school. Tapos, with the help of my friends na rin po. Kasi po, sometimes po may leagues po kami, tapos parang ipu-pull out po kami sa class.
Yeah. That's
Parang mga lessons po na namimiss ako, ganun.
Okay. How far do you live from like your house to school? How far is your house to your school to MC?
Kasi po, pag umalis po kami ng 5:45, malilate na po ako for like 7:15 class.
Mm.
So, umaalis po kami mga 5:10 po, ganun po. Tapos dadating po kami like mga 6, ganun. Tas no traffic po kasi pag super aga po.
Yeah. What is your signature basketball move? If you had to choose one. One lang.
One lang po. Siguro po yung in and out tapos attack po.
In and out. Yes. Whose game do you want to imitate? Like, if you had to choose one player, like the first player that's coming to your mind. You had mentioned a couple of players a while ago, but sino yung gusto mo talagang, if you had to pick one, whose game you want to really, really imitate?
Siguro si Luka na po.
Luka, yeah. Luka talaga, yeah. What's your ideal jersey number?
12 po.
What's your jersey number now?
12 po.
So is number 12 something na you wanna keep like for the rest of your career?
Po. Yun po yung plano ko po.
Why 12?
Kasi po, when I first tried out po sa junior NBA, kasi parang you don't get to pick po a jersey number. Tapos 12 po yung nakuha ko. Tapos po nung grade 4 up po ako sa Miriam, parang isa po yung 12 sa natira pong jersey number. Tapos 12 po yung pinili ko po. Tapos since then po, 12 na po yung jersey number ko.
Yeah, 12 was your first ever jersey number talaga. That's nice. What do you want to be remembered as when you're, I mean, I know it's too early, but what do you want to be remembered as when it's all said and done?
Siguro po to be the first ever homegrown Filipina to ever make it in the WNBA.
Your goal is, Risa Cruz says, hi Ate Camille. Your goal is to make it to the WNBA.
Yes, that's the ultimate goal po.
What team in the WNBA?
Seattle Storm po yung
Seattle Storm.
Because
Do you
of
have, because of Sue Bird, yeah. Do you have like a player you really want to play with besides Sue Bird?
si Subert po talaga yung idol ko sa WNBA.
Yeah. So you want to take your talents internationally, right? I mean, you kind of did na sa junior NBA. So first you want to pursue women's national basketball here, and then you want to go to the States and pursue it.
Kasi po, I'm a person who dreams big po talaga.
Okay, so you're aiming the WNBA. Is point guard the position you really wanna focus on?
Continuous training lang po every day kasi yun po, discipline lang po para ma-meet ko po yung goal ko po.
How about outside sports? Personally, what do you want to be remembered as?
Outside sports? Siguro po outside sports? Siguro po, kung outside sports po, siguro gusto ko po na lang mag-band na lang po kami ng brothers ko.
Band? You wanna form a band? What kind of genre? Like, what songs do you guys wanna release?
Kasi po yung brothers ko po, magagaling po sila, super kumanta. Tapos parang R&B po yung sila.
So, like, what are your top 3 sports? Like, if it weren't basketball, what would it be?
Volleyball, tas football, tas tennis po. Yun.
Yes. Do you still do those sports even if like you're super into basketball? Like, do you make time for those other sports?
Ngayon po, not really po.
Yes. So you're more focused outside basketball. You're more focused on your music.
Yes po, kasi sila kuya po, sobrang interested po sila sa music po.
How are you constantly like building? Is your music something you're doing on the side lang or you're constantly building it?
Mm, Sa side lang po, ganun po. Like, for fun po, ganun.
Okay. The three main values or components that basketball or sports slash competition in general helped you.
Um, Respect,
Respect.
sportsmanship, and to have a positive attitude po.
Okay. What do you think is the most important value that every athlete should embody when they're on the court?
Siguro po yung respect po talaga.
Respect for opponents. So respect, hard work, and sorry,
To have,
what?
to have a positive attitude po.
Respect, hard work, and having a positive attitude. That's what's gonna keep Camille going throughout her basketball career. Okay, we'll take a break and we'll hear more from Camille in a while.
We'll be back shortly. This is Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Gusto niyo ba ng bagong tracks na mapapakinggan ngayong October?
Pwede bang mapakilan? Is that I better left us walking? Ba't sabi mo hindi mo ko iiwan?
Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. At makijam, kasama sina Ram Martinez, Isotone, at CD and the Years. Dito lang yan sa Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music source. Exclusively on V81 Radio, South Manila. Talagang October to remember dahil hindi din puhuhuli ang ibang Viva OPM artists na sasabak sa kantahan sa Home Not Alone Songs from Home Season 2 kasama si Papa Gio, Yumi Laksamana, Isid, Solstice, Just Rap, and Sabu. Kaya iset nyo na ang mga kalendaryo nyo tuwing Merkules 7pm California Time o Huwebes 10am Pinas Time at samahan si Papa Gio para makipagkulitan, tawanan at kantahan sa Home Not Alone Songs from Home Season 2. Dito yan sa V81 Radio, Los Angeles. Now back to Sportswatch, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila.
Okay, we're back here at Sportswatch with our guest, Camille. Hi, Camille. To wrap things up, Lan, I'd like to ask some encouraging words you'd like to share for the youth. Can you share some advice for women trying to strive in their sport, or like let's say women who like once upon a time, what would you like to say to yourself?
Siguro, my advice would be po, to don't let others' opinion stop you from doing what you want po. And if you wanna pursue yung sport mo for ganun, um, always keep in mind to work hard lang po. And at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy.
How would you encourage fellow student athletes like you to work on their game, especially during this time where like training is limited and yeah.
Sasabihin ko po sa kanila na parang, like what my dad always tells me po, kasi he always tells me po na, whenever I don't train po, parang, there's someone else who's improving po. So parang, they have to keep in mind na, hindi pwede yung sila lang yung gumagaling, kasi ikaw hindi ka po nag-improve.
Yeah. Can you share some tips, like the most basic things they can do to be better every single day for basketball, Nina? Like in terms of when it comes to basketball, what are the little habits they can develop each day that will help them grow as a player?
For dribbling po, you gotta stick sa basics po talaga. Like, hindi mo kailangan yung mga three balls. That's like for Instagram post na lang po. So parang papalakasin niyo po talaga yung non-dominant part niyo po. Tapos for shooting po, I suggest na parang to take like 100 shots a day po para
100 shots a day.
yeah, para makuha po ng yung para mas alam na po ng body niyo yung stroke po.
How about mentally naman? How do they develop? How do they develop or get used to the game? Or the little habits they can develop that will help them mentally adjust to the game?
Normal lang naman po yung kunyari kakabahan kasi game, pero um, parang dapat po hindi po mawawala po yung tiwala po sa sarili nyo.
How about during like outside naman your athlete life? During COVID, being a young 15-year-old girl, what are the things you do to keep you occupied or to keep you, keep your mental health intact during this tough time? Can you give like some tips lang you do? It could also help. That could also help our viewers.
During this quarantine po kasi parang I learned a lot po na ibang gawin. Like, yun po masasuggest ko rin po na to try something new po kasi di ko na alam kung ma-enjoy ko na yun. Like, this quarantine po, natuto po ako mag-bake with my mom po kahit parang panggulo lang po ka sa kanya.
Yeah. So what did you bake during quarantine?
Nagdami na po. Kung ano yung mga muffins po.
Muffins and cookies and brownies. Okay, Camille, before you go, can you please share your social media handles or where people can find you?
My Instagram account po is Camille Nolasco with the double O po. Tapos,
And yeah.
my Facebook is Camille Nolasco.
Twitter, do you have Twitter?
No po.
YouTube wala, where you can watch your highlights.
On Camille Nolasco po on YouTube. Next, I'll post here po next time.
Okay, sige. Yeah, there's no surprise why Camille is dubbed by me or by many already around her as the future of women's basketball. She had mentioned throughout the interview it's her confidence, her work ethic, and the values she picked up in sports that has helped her build what she is today. Through hard work and practicing her craft on a daily basis, that's what helps her continue her standout career in the sports world. So once again, this is your sports girl anchor, Nicole Ganglani. Thank you for tuning in today. Catch me live every Saturday from 11 to 12:30 a.m. for more sports action. See you next time.
Get your head in the game and join the tribe every Saturday as we hear the stories of athletes, fitness personalities, and enthusiasts from the sports world. Hosted by your resident sports girl anchor, Nicole Ganglani, bringing you sports action on Sportswatch every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Philippine time. Until next time, only here on V81 Radio, South Manila. Walang kasing saya ang Paskong Pinoy. Dumaan man ang problema at pandemya, kayang-kayang lampasan basta't nagdadamayan at nagmamahalan.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Tuloy na tuloy pa rin ang Pasko dito sa V81 Radio, South Manila.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
ito ang radio mo. Ito ang radio ko. PA1 Radio, PA1 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. PA1 Radio, PA1